Good morning or good afternoon to you, family, as you join us for another episode of the Empowerment Platform, where our goal is simply to empower you to reach your goals, whatever they may be. And today I have with me a special guest, Coach Rochelle T. Parks, and we're talking about health. Your health is your wealth. And so, Coach, thank you for joining me. How are you today?
I am wonderful. I'm wonderful. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining me. And coach, with health, we know that it's very, very important. We know that really in life, if you don't have your health, nothing else really matters. There'll always be a constant struggle. So we just want to take a deep dive into why health should be the number one priority in life, and then how to achieve that if we're just out of sync. So if
Mm.
you don't mind, would you just give us an intro into your background and why health and wellness is for you?
Okay. I'm just a little old girl from Houston, Texas. Third ward, baby of eight, kids, youngest of eight. I've always been interested in health, always had an interest in science. So much so I attended high school for the health professions. I had aspirations of going to medical school. I actually took the MCATs my senior year in college. So I went to Howard University.
Mm,
So that's a little bit of my background. I actually enlisted in the Army my senior year in high school just to help pay for school. Transitioned when I graduated from Howard to the Army National Guard,
okay.
became an officer. So I had an opportunity to go active duty. So I did 30 years total military, but 20 years active military service. So I am a retired military officer, but always had a passion for health. Always, always, always. And so I always tell the story. I said, well, I don't have on the white lab coat, right? And
Mhm.
so I'm not a practicing physician, but I'm still in the business of helping people feel well, right? Helping people feel better. And I say nothing gives me more pleasure than to just help someone feel better. And so, being the baby of eight, I'll just tell you a little bit about my history now. My current situation is both of my parents are gone, right? Gone home to be with the Lord, and three of my brothers, right? Three of my siblings. And so we've gone from a family of 10 to a family of five.
Wow.
And so I always say, if I can just reach one,
Mm,
right? If I can just impart some information that would just save one, then as my husband would say, that those are treasures in heaven. And so, so I call myself the health motivator, and not just, now, I've been that person for a very long time. In the military, I was the go-to person. At my church, I'm the go-to person.
okay.
And I believe God has given me this, like he spared me, because Tyrus, I remember how I used to eat as a kid, and it wasn't good, it wasn't good. So people look at me and they think I've been this way all my life. I'm like, no, no, no. That's how I know it was God's plan, because that's the only explanation as to why I'm not, obese, as to why I don't have diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, because I believe he spared me then because he had a plan for me later. And so I'm just carrying out the plan that I think he, called on my life as a young child.
Absolutely. And definitely you're connected with your purpose. And when you connect with your
Amen.
purpose, you love it. And you
Absolutely. It doesn't feel like work. I can talk about this all day.
so you definitely hit on my next question was, did the military have impact on your journey? But it seems like you were already going towards that. The military probably just enhanced it with
Exactly.
working
And a lot of people they make that assumption, because I'm regimented, I'm consistent. That has more to do with, when you get into disc profiles, that has I'm a high S, which is consistent, high S, high C. So yeah, I was already the military didn't make me who I am. The military fit who I already was.
out.
So it was a perfect fit, and so I went there and I flourished because it's an environment that I could flourish in. I'm very regimented. I like order. I like structure. And so it was easy. It
Okay.
was easy. You know,
Yeah. So you thrived.
I thrived,
Yeah.
where some people struggled, and basic training was a struggle, to get up early and
Mhm.
to be in formation and, and to do it a certain way. I'm like, no, no, I love it. I love it. I'm like, what's the problem?
Yeah, and I was active duty Air Force, so I definitely know what you're talking about. Getting up, getting ready. Some people they just did not enjoy it. And I'm
They did not enjoy it. I mean, they fought every step of the way from the beginning to the end. I'm looking at them like, what is wrong with you? You know, but yeah,
To me, it was the simplest thing to just do what you told to do.
seems simple, right? I'm like, why? I don't understand. This is too easy, guys. Why are we failing? You know, and the whole thing, um, you know, and you know, in the middle, well, especially in basic training, it wasn't like you couldn't sing, you know, divide from everybody else. It was like if one person did it and you all got in trouble. So I'm like, I'm getting in trouble for no reason. I mean, I didn't do this, you know, so I didn't really like that aspect of it. But yeah, I get it.
That's funny. So as we move into fitness and diet, the when we think about it, does the chicken come before the egg? Is there one that you do before the other? Should you start eating right, then exercising? Or should you begin exercising and then kind of change that diet?
Well, sometimes it depends on the person. Like whatever gets you there. If honestly, I've come to the point where whatever I can do to get them in the hopper. Okay. If you know what I mean, I just need to get you in the chute, and then I feel like I can convert you, right? But
Gotcha.
the reality is food is the foundation. You
Okay.
know, food is always the foundation. I have helped people who have not lifted a finger and done one lick of exercise, but we've changed how they have eaten and they've gotten, you know, spectacular results. You know, and so food is the foundation. You know, they say it's 80% nutrition, you know, 20% exercise.
Oh
And
wow.
so, well, people say, well, Rochelle, but I see you exercising every day, you know, like every day, you know, and so it gives them the impression that it's all about the exercise. I said, no, I do it because it's low hanging fruit. You know, that's 20% I know I can get. I mean, it's nothing to get that. I know I can get up and put in work every day. That's something I know I can do. But food is the foundation. You cannot outwork a bad diet. So I tell people, you know, so I have a phrase. I say, you know what? Some of y'all are focused. As a matter of fact, I have a T-shirt. It says, "You focus on the wrong thing." You know, it's not the crunches. It's the munches. You know, it's not the crunches. You know, so you got to focus on what you're eating. You know, so but at the end of the day, if a person is motivated by exercising first, you know, I'm like, okay, let's get it, and then we can, you know, transition to the food, and if vice versa, if they I can eat but I'm struggling with exercise, okay, let's start with the eating first, and then we can, you know, so I just need to get you in the shoot, just get in the game. I just need you to get in the game, and we can get it done.
So when we start to change our diet, are we talking? I understand we probably should eliminate sweets and breads, maybe. And I'm not definitely, I'm far away from probably eating the best diet. But what are the things that we can start to change? Some of the small things, because I think for me, especially, it seems like so much work to begin to change the diet. What are the small things we can begin to do to get that diet that's going to work for our bodies?
Okay, so it's not hard. Let me just say that people assume it's hard. So I facilitate a faith-based weight loss class at my church, and a faith-based nutrition class. And I'll just tell you, with the faith-based nutrition class, it's called Treasures of Healthy Living. And there are three principles that we learn in this class. And I promise you, if people would just follow these three principles, it's like three-fourths of the battle. I mean, really, it's probably more than three-fourths. All right. And so principle number one says, eat the food that God gave us. Like, eat the food God called food. And you say, Rochelle, I don't know. What do you mean? Well, what does he call food? You know, meat, fish, fruits, vegetables, you know, nuts, seeds, grains, legumes. Like, eat that, you know, and lay off the lab experiments. I mean, you know what I mean? Like eat the food he gave us. Like, you know what that is. Eat that. And then principle number two is eat it as close to its original state as possible. You say, well, what do you mean? Well, eat the orange instead of drinking the orange juice, right? Right.
Mm,
Eat the apple instead of drinking the apple juice. Or if you're steaming vegetables, don't kill it. I mean, the broccoli can't be mushy. You know, the greens shouldn't be mushy. The cabbage. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I know how grandma used to make it, but there's no nutritional value in it. You know, and so vegetables, you know, we're supposed to be getting nutrients from those things. And so if you kill all the nutrients, you know, you might as well drink the juice, because that's where all the nutrients are. It's in the water, you know, because it's no longer in the food. And so, you know, it should have a little crunch on it, the broccoli, and you will come to appreciate it too. It has a little crunch. The cabbage has a little crunch. And so eat it as close to its original state as possible. And then the last principle is, do not allow any food to be your God. You say, I don't understand. That means no addictions.
Okay.
So all my folk that's walking around here talking about I gotta have my coffee every day. I gotta have coffee. I gotta have tea. I gotta have chips. I got, no, no, no. That's an addiction. We call that an addiction. And you don't want any food to be your addiction, right? No, I have no addictions. Nothing has a strong hold on me. Doesn't mean you can never have it.
Right.
But when you say I gotta have it, that's when you don't need it. You know what I mean? That's an addiction.
That's
That
that's
is.
the
So
problem.
that's a problem. Yeah.
And to go a little bit deeper into that,
Uh-huh.
removing the juices. So, what should we be drinking? Water? Just water?
Yeah. What's wrong with water? Water.
Just
And
plain.
again, it's about no addictions, right?
Okay.
So I'm not saying like if you go in my refrigerator right now, I have apple juice, orange
Mhm.
juice, almond milk, and water, right?
Okay.
Well, it's not water. I got a pitcher or whatever that sits on the counter, but it's in there. But it I don't. Let me see. When's the last time I had juice? I don't know. I don't drink it every day. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not something that I drink every day. If I want it, I'll get some. So the whole thing, I tell people, look, when people say I fell off the wagon, whatever. No, 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 no. If you see, the whole idea is to be in control, right? To be empowered. And so I say, if I eat ice cream, I jumped off the wagon. I didn't fall off.
Hmm.
So you don't
Yeah.
fall off the wagon. That means you're out of control. You have no control. Like you see the donut, and you're like, I don't know, I just had to have it. But no, no, no. If I want a donut, I eat a donut.
Hmm.
I jump. It's a difference jumping off the wagon from falling off the wagon. You
Right.
understand? So we just have to be in control of what we do, because when we recognize that we're in control and we own it, then we really control it. Like we control the scale, we control everything. But when we're out of control, we're out of control. You control nothing.
Yeah.
So we want to be in control.
Okay.
So I hear you say, so to go a little deeper, protein, vegetables,
Mhm.
fruit. I mean, that's all I'm saying. It's really simple. I mean, people can eat chicken, fish, turkey, beef. I mean, you can cook that all day long, whether you sauteing it, whether you're baking it, broil it, grill it, steamed vegetables, sauteed vegetables, bell peppers and onions, or roasted vegetables, all
Mhm.
that's good. Complex carbs, quinoa. You want to do some brown rice, sweet potato. I mean, it's all the processed stuff that I'm talking about. All the stuff that's in boxes,
Mhm.
it's no good. I mean, you know what I mean? If that's the bulk of your diet in a box or a can, yeah, no, we're live people, so we need to give our bodies live food. So everything I mentioned to you was live, right? Live foods. Everything I mentioned to you, you get at the periphery of a grocery store. When you start going down the aisles, that's the stuff you're gonna find in your pantry.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Live people need live food.
Hello, there you go.
And so eliminating, I know one day you went on they were talking about drinking Gatorade and you was like, no, no.
No,
So
come on, you're killing me.
talk to me about that because they push that, for athletes to
Hmm.
replenish their electrolytes. And
Hmm.
so how do we begin to shift our mindset from needing something because they make you think you need that, especially if you work out a lot, if you need to quench your thirst, you need to get the electrolytes in the body. What should I be doing instead of the Gatorade?
Well, first of all, education, right? And so so I like to educate people. Like, what does it say? You give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach him how to fish, he eats for a lifetime. And so, I did this video about, I don't know, it's probably like 4 years ago. It's on my YouTube channel. It says, I don't want to be your pusher. Like,
Mm,
I don't want to be your drug dealer. I don't want people to keep running back to me to get information. I want to give you, like educate you, right? So that you'll have it for yourself, and then you can go on and teach somebody else, right? So the first thing we must do is educate ourselves and like, why is Gatorade bad? First of all, has artificial, sweeteners in it, a lot of it, which is most of the time is sucralose, which is artificial sweetener, bad, just wreaks havoc in the body. A lot of times it has high fructose corn syrup in it, right?
mm,
And it has artificial colors, right? And so that's your red 40, your blue one, your yellow 5, yellow 6. It's like whatever the color. If it's a red Gatorade, it has red 40. If it's blue, it has blue 1. If it's yellow, it has yellow 5, yellow 6, right? If it's green, what colors make green? You remember what colors?
blue and
Blue and yellow, right? So if it's green, then it has blue 1, yellow 5, and yellow 6, and those are bad. Like contributes to ADHD in kids. I mean, linked to cancer. I mean, like bad stuff. And so, yeah, you got sports, they're promoting it, but I mean, a lot of them getting some endorsement contracts, but I wonder if they're really drinking it. You know what I mean? You
Yes.
know what I mean? I mean, we know the truth now. Everybody not drinking that stuff,
Right.
but they're getting paid, so that's about your morals. I know I heard, shout out to Toby. I heard him talk on a call, and he was just mentioned that there are people reaching out to him. Talking about Toby Nwigwe,
Hmm.
people are reaching out to him to get these endorsements. He said if it doesn't line up with his brand, then he's not going to do it. So I couldn't. I'm telling you, they could not pay me enough money for me to endorse Gatorade. It's not. It just goes against everything I believe in. And they like, Rochelle, we give you $10 million. Just do this 30-second clip. I'd have to say no. I could not look myself in the face. You know what I mean? It's like, no. And so there are some reputable companies out there that don't have those ingredients. I'm absolutely represent a company. I partner with a company that doesn't have. That's why I'm with them, because I'm looking. I am a label reader. You
Hmm.
give me anything, people send me. I get text messages almost daily. Rochelle, what you think about this? I said, I need a pic of the label. Shoot me a pic of the ingredients label. I'm not even on the nutrition label. The nutrition label is up top. They're looking at calories, and I'm like, I'm not on that. The ingredients label, the devil is in the details for real. So I'm looking.
Yeah,
This is stuff down here that's gonna kill you. The ingredients label. So that's what I want to see. And so yeah, but there's some reputable companies out there. You just have to know what to look for and what to avoid.
absolutely. And I think that with, especially, you hear a lot of people talk about how expensive eating healthy is. It's almost like a setup. The cheaper foods are the ones that are bad. Then your fruits and vegetables start to increase. What do you
Okay. I got to jump in there.
think?
Okay, so for those very same people who speak that, whether they are now, if they're not, they will be. It's like, okay, no, it's way more expensive to be unhealthy when you start
Mhm.
talking about the medical costs,
Right.
right? And we're paying for the medical costs of those people as well. You know what I mean? It's way more. I mean, with our tax dollars, way more expensive. I talked to someone just yesterday, and they were, telling me they, gained a lot of weight and they're
Mhm.
struggling. And they have this, they have that. I said, but eating wrong doesn't help you. I said, control the controllable, right? I
Right.
said, so I don't want to hear about what you like and don't like. I said, this is what I know you can do. You can make a big pot of beans that can last you several days, like a
Mhm.
whole week. You can make a big pot of cabbage, big pot of greens, and you may not be able to afford the chicken. That's okay, or maybe you can't. I don't know, but I'm just saying this. See, people want what they want, right?
Right.
Until they get what they get. You see, they
Mm.
they want what they want. So I'm not interested in what you like. I'm trying to help you to live. And people want it their way. But we picky about this. We picky about our choices though. When
Yeah.
when it comes to investing in self, like you're telling me you're not worth it. You're not worth spending a little extra dollar, but yet we'll have an iPhone, we'll have some J's on, we'll have all these, but you want to all of a sudden be picky about buying organic. I don't get it. You
Priority.
know, priorities. Yeah, it's priorities. And that's something I had to realize even for me. I've been there. I'm like, man, that meat sure is expensive. And I'm looking, I'm like, this is, wow, why is that so much? I'm like, okay, Rochelle. I said, but you're worth it. I'm worth it. I'm worth it because I don't think twice. I want the top phone. I want the top this. I want the top that. And I pay top dollar for it. But when it comes to putting something that's top dollar, 93 octane in this body, I'm questioning it. No way. No more.
And I think that's a mentality thing.
It
It's
is.
it's a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I find myself doing it too. I'm not uh, adverse. I'm the one thinking, man, that meat is expensive. It's organic, but the shift should be, I'm worth it. Me-
Absolutely.
Do I want to be around for my children and my grandchildren? What thought process do I need to change, and how do I need to change my mindset to become, okay, I'm the priority. I want to be healthy. Now let me get disciplined.
That's it. That's it. And I talk about mindset. Mindset. I have a private Facebook group. I call it mindset maintenance, right?
Mm.
It's all about the mindset. Everything, it starts in the mind. You know what I mean? Or I said something yesterday. I was talking to someone. I said, you know what? Get there however you get there, but So it may not, for somebody else, their motives could be something else. But if it doesn't, eventually get to the mind, if you don't eventually change this, then whatever you're doing won't last.
Right.
It will not last. So you can be motivated by many other things. It may not be cerebral at first, but if it doesn't become a mindset shift, then
Mhm.
whatever you're doing, it won't last. It will soon end.
Wow. Before we get to fitness, I want to cover just a couple of more things on the
Okay.
the eating and the diet side.
Okay.
Vitamins,
Hmm.
meal replacement drinks
Hmm.
like Huel and the other bigger names.
Okay.
How are those for us? Are they useful? Should we? Because I'm have to be honest. Sometimes I don't eat a lot of the breakfast or lunch. I'll drink a Huel, and it's supposed
Hmm.
to have all my vitamins and nutrients in it for the day.
Hmm. Hmm.
Are those
All
things
right.
good for us,
Yep,
or
I can address that. So let me say this about supplements. I absolutely believe in them. We need them. But all supplements are not created equal.
Hmm,
That's just point blank. They are not. Um, I am an avid user of supplements, have been for the last 8+ years. I have not gone a day without taking my supplements. I mean, basic stuff, multivitamin, fish oil, probiotic, extra vitamin D, extra vitamin B, extra vitamin C, extra
mhm,
zinc. I mean, like I'm about prevention, you know, but all supplements are not created equal, So I've looked high and low to find a company that I can partner with that's going to give supplements that will give me what I need to thrive. You know what I mean? Not
yeah,
give me any artificial ingredients, no
mm,
fillers, no preservatives, no artificial colors, no artificial sweeteners, and so I had to look high and low, and it took me going through a few companies to get there, but I found it. And it's with Shackley Corporation. I've been with them since 2012, and I'm with them because of what they stand for, and it's everything I just mentioned. And as a matter of fact, I tell the story. The founder of the company, Dr. Forrest C. Shackley, he's deceased, but I actually saw a video of him, an old video that he recorded probably in, I don't know, 60s, 70s. But he said, we vow never to make a product that would harm even one tissue cell in the human body. And I'm going to tell you, what is it? The movie line that says, they had me at hello. He
yeah,
had me at hello with that one, because that's speaking my language, because I know health begins at the cellular level,
right.
right? Everything begins at the cellular level. So he said, we vowed to never make a product that would harm even one tissue cell. I'm like, that's the company I need to be with. And I've been with them ever since. And so absolutely. I do a meal replacement. The smoothie that I do is a meal replacement. I
Yeah.
post it on Facebook all the time. It's a protein shake, but it is a meal replacement. And a lot of protein shakes or drinks are not meal replacements. They you
Mm,
might as well say they're like a snack. But
right.
this is 20 grams of a protein. That's a meal replacement. And so, but there's a lot of stuff out there. A lot of stuff on the market. You can get over the counter. G and C vitamin shop, and
Mm,
just because it says General Nutrition Center doesn't mean it's the best place for you. Just because it says vitamin shop, you understand?
right.
So you have to become a label reader. If you look, even a lot of these other health and wellness companies, if you just turn the bottle around and read, you will see things like sucralose. You will see things like yellow 5, yellow 6, blue 1, red 40. You'll see things like high fructose corn syrup. I mean, it's so many things, aspartame. It's a lot of things that are just no good. A lot of preservatives, EDTA. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. That's the benefit of having the coach, though, because a lot of people don't know about all that stuff.
That
But yeah, it's
I
on
was
it's on the back.
just about
It's
to
on the
go
back.
there.
Yeah,
But that's a lot of information. How do I
it
even
is.
start it? But I think the coach and having a health coach, fitness coach will help open that up and teach you those things. That way,
Yes.
that knowledge is transferred instead of me trying to find my way and then get frustrated and quit.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's what happens. A lot of people, they try to read, they look up whatever, but they don't know what's what. And
Right.
yeah, I had one of my clients say the reason why I have a coach is because it takes the guesswork out. Like
Absolutely.
Rochelle tells me to do this and I do it. I don't have to try to figure it out. If we need to make an adjustment, she said, okay, let's do this, and I just do it. Um, so yeah, that's the benefit. We all need, even the coach needs a coach, right? We all need coaches.
Oh, yes. So let's pivot towards and move towards the fitness side of the house now. We
Okay.
we got our diet straight. We're gonna call you because if we get tired of reading the labels, we got to call you and figure it out. So let's get the fitness side. So how often, and let's take it to a person that hasn't been doing anything.
Hmm.
Where should they start? How often should they exercise? What can they do just to start to transition their life around?
Okay, that's a great question. And so, in my book, I talk about creating your bare minimum workout. I call it your BMW, right? Everybody needs to have a BMW, right? Your bare minimum workout. And the only thing this is something that you will agree to do, like whatever level of frequency you agree to do it. You may say, okay, I'm gonna start 2 days a week where I just walk 15 minutes a day, 2 days a week. If that's it, because the whole idea we're trying to, just create some healthy habits, and then we're gonna, practice some habit stacking. Once you kind of get that, then you can stack something on to it, right? And so it could be, okay, I'm gonna do 3 days a week. I'm just going to do, 15 jumping jacks, a 30-second plank, and I'm going to walk to the end of my block and back. I'm going to do that 3 days a week. I mean, it sounds so simple and so, small, but I tell you, people struggle because it's not the what, it's the how.
Mhm.
So okay, that just goes into my logo, the small R, right? So the name of my company is Rochelle. And people say, why is the R small, right? Because this is what I know to be true. People can do a big thing for a short period of time, but they struggle with doing the small things every day.
Wow.
And so when I tell somebody, they're like, well, I can do more than that. I'm like, yeah, you can do more, you can do more than that today, but you can't do more than that every day.
Right.
You're going to struggle. And so what I've learned how to do is I've learned how to master the small. And if people would learn how to master the small, they try to go from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
They'll say, okay, Rashad, that's all I got to do. But I can do more than that. I said, I know you can do more than that today, but you can't do more than that every day. You're not gonna make it. Can you just do this just 3 days a week? I can do that every day. I'm like, no, and they argue with me. They want to do it every day. I'm like, you're not gonna do it every day. I just need you to do 3 days a week. You see, and
Mhm.
I was like, okay, we're gonna do it every day. And by week 2, they did. Oh, I see. I told you not that you couldn't do it every day. I just asked you to do it 3 days a week. And so we have to build on those habits. And so that's where I would encourage anybody to start. You say you don't have to start spending hours in the gym or doing no. Just start small. What is it? Tell me something that you can do. Is it 25 jumping jacks? Is it a 30-minute walk 3 days a week, 2 days a week? Is it a 30-second plank? Is it 50 squats? Is it 10 crunches? I mean, you know what I mean?
Right.
Let's create it, and whatever it is, and whatever level of frequency. Okay. I always say we're gonna at least do 2 days though.
Mhm.
Is it 2 days? Is it 3 days? Is it 4 days? Is it every day? If they haven't started, I discourage every day. I said,
Right.
let's 2 days, three, and we build on it. And I may have a person do that for a whole month. Now they think this is crazy. I can do, yeah, I know, but I'm trying to get you there. I promise you, we're gonna get there. But you got to start slow,
And you're building consistency.
and you're building consistency. And they don't understand it because they don't have it.
Right.
They don't understand it.
Yeah, building that consistency and discipline will help you even on those mornings where you just don't feel like doing it, or the days you don't feel like doing it. Now it's just consistent and discipline, and I can move
Absolutely.
forward. But if
And
I
and it's ingrained in you. And then you start to feel like you feel bad when you don't do it. That's when you know
exactly,
you're on to something.
yep, when you miss it, then it feels
Hmm.
uncomfortable. Oh, I didn't get
Yep.
the workout in. I work with a guy. He is going to eat his meals every 3 hours, and he gonna hit
Mm,
the gym every evening. And if anything
mm.
happens in the office where he has to miss or late, oh, you hearing about it. He is upset. Oh, I gotta miss my workout or I miss my meal. Like
Yeah.
they can't hardly make him miss a meal. 6, 9,
Wow.
12, 3.
Wow.
One, he upset.
He upset. He said, yeah, this is part of the routine.
Right.
People knew when I was in the military. So I didn't usually have to be at my desk until about 8:30, between 8:30 and 9. But they knew between 6 and about 7:30, they knew if they're looking for Colonel Parks, he's in the gym. I mean, every day. They knew. It was like, oh, oh, no, she's in the gym. That was just where I was every day from 6 to 7:30. I was in the gym. And it was like they knew that unless I was off. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's my routine.
And so when we're starting out, we start out slow.
Hmm.
What do we want to work on first? Do we want to work on cardio? Are we trying to, because there's a lot of strength training, flexibility, cardio, or do we want to try to do small things that kind of mix each one of those together? Where do we start?
First of all, kind of like the food, you get in where you fit in. I got to get you in there, right? If we start off with walking, it's walking. If we starting off with a hit, it's a hit, whatever. But ideally, you want to do both. You wanted to have cardio and resistance, right? And
Okay.
this is the analogy that I use to kind of make it make sense for people. So when you are when you are doing cardio only, and that's, whether that's walking, jogging, running, whether you're on a treadmill, elliptical, the bike, a rower, whatever, when you just do, or even like Zumba, if you're just doing cardio only, you're burning calories at the rate of a match, right? At the rate
Okay.
of a match. When you're doing resistance training, any type of weight bearing exercise, whether that's your body weight, whether you got dumbbells, resistance bands, free weight, machine weight, whatever. When you're doing resistance training, you're burning calories at the rate of a bonfire.
Mm,
So then I ask you, which one would you rather have, right? The match or the bonfire, right? And so the logical answer is I want the bonfire. But the real answer is you should have both. You need both, right? And so here's another one. When you're doing cardio, you're burning calories only during the time of the event. When the event is over, the burning stops. You're not burning any more calories. When you're doing resistance training, right? Any type of weight bearing training, the burning continues beyond. You're kind of burning 24/7. It goes beyond the time, the event has stopped. And so, but you need both. I always do both. I do, normally I do a, bike ride. It could be 20 miles on the bike. Typically, I'm doing it during the accountability call in the morning. And
right.
after I get that, I do a hit workout, high intensity interval training. And typically don't do more than 20 minutes, right? But it's high intensity intervals, like 40 seconds work, 20 seconds rest. And so you're not getting much rest, but it's,
Right.
it could be 10, 15, 20 minutes. And that's typically all I do. But you definitely want to incorporate both, ideally.
Okay. And so if I don't have weights, if I don't have that, I can use resistance bands, and that should be uh, a great.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Or your body weight. I'm telling you that it's tougher when I'm training people. When I say, okay, we're doing all body weight, they're not pleased. They're not happy. They are not happy with that because your body weight, it's your body weight. That can be a task in and of itself. So yeah, nobody's happy when I say, well, this is all body weight today.
Mm. Oh, because if they use the other weight, it may be a little bit less. The dumbbell
Yeah, it
be
could be a
light.
10-pound dumbbell, whatever. But when you say body weight, well, how much do you weigh?
Right. So
It's a little different.
with that, and you do help people, are you considered like a trainer, physical trainer?
I am. I am a
Okay.
person. I'm a certified health coach and certified personal trainer. I am.
Great, great. And for this, we're all in COVID. This has changed the way people work out, exercise, do everything, not going to the gym. Are
Mhm.
Zoom trainings and trainings over Zoom great ways to still be able to get those workouts in to continue?
Absolutely. That's how I train now. I was doing it before COVID hit. I was already virtual, and so my health coaching is virtual, my personal training is virtual, and that's how I do it. I do it on Zoom. I had sessions this morning, and it's on Zoom. I'm training people. They're in different states. I'm on the East Coast. I'm training people on the West Coast. Midwest, wherever. It's effective.
Okay. And so with that, do you do group training as well? Have people come in kind of like a group Zoom, or is it all personal one
I
on
have
one?
not. Well, I guess I do. I do. But when you say group, I was thinking large numbers, like when I used to do it the boot camp. But I've done, I guess, as many as 10 people, on the Zoom. But yeah, most of them are like, one or two people right now. But absolutely, I've done as many as 10 on the Zoom, probably more than that, probably more like 12 to 15. We were running a thing for about 3 weeks where I was calling it dirty for 30, getting dirty for 30 minutes. And Had about anywhere from 12 to 15 ladies jump on, and we were doing that. But very effective. It's no different than, doing a Zoom call. I see everybody. I can, instruct them. I'm actually doing it with them. When I'm training them, the folks, I exercise too, but I can definitely make corrections if I see they're doing it wrong. Everybody camera has to be on because I have to see how you're doing it. And I make corrections if need be. But yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Another thing I wanted to cover, and this is definitely towards a little bit on the personal side for me, is when working out, I have a medical condition, ulcerative colitis, and it causes a lot of inflammation, a lot of
Hmm.
joint pain. And
Hmm.
what the doctors say is if you just exercise and get through the pain and get to the other side, you'll be okay. But I'm like,
Hmm.
man, when I start, everything
Hmm.
starts hurting so much it's hard to get through. What type of
Hmm.
exercises would be good for someone like me or others who may have that pain, old injuries, or just arthritis in general?
That's food.
Mm,
That's not exercise. That's
think of
food. I guarantee you. See, when you say inflammation, the first thing I think, right? Inflammation normally comes from one or two things: processed food, or
mm,
sugar, right, or dehydration, right. Now, a person can have, they can get sick, whatever, and some type of inflammation in the body. That's an inflammatory response. That's the body's mechanism to try to repair something. But typically, anytime you have itis, whether it's arthritis, that's, inflammation of the joint,
mhm,
right? And that could be any joint. That could be in your knee, in your shoulder, in your elbow, in your hands, in your ankles, inflammation, right? And so that's food. I
okay,
mean, I do I've seen this time and time again. I was listening to a Facebook Live earlier today of one of my health coaching clients, and she was saying how her husband used to swear he had bad knees, because he
mhm,
played football and this, and he just swore he had bad knees until he got with me. We changed his diet, and now he's running and he's doing these things like, oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, I've seen it time and time again, Tired. It's like people, we eat our way into everything. I'll just say into most things. We eat our way into
mhm,
inflammation. We eat our way into high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, obesity. I mean, sleep apnea, acid reflux. I mean,
right,
you name it, colitis. Oh, I mean, come on. I'm telling you, this thing, food, food. We underestimate the effect food has on the body, and when we continue, okay, let me just say this, right? So, at our most basic level, we're made up of cells, right? Made up of cells, right?
mhm,
So cells make up tissues, tissues make up organs, organs make up
right,
organ systems make up the organism, the
okay,
person,
mhm,
right? So it says it takes 19 essential vitamins and minerals with 9 amino acids with the perfect protein to make a perfect cell. I know that was a lot, but just bear with me for a second, right? So you say, okay, Rochelle, well, what's significant about that? Well, they say if you're missing one nutrient, you're making imperfect cells for 7 days. So
wow,
you say, okay, then what's significant about that? Well, those imperfect cells, they go on and manifest into disease, right?
okay, mhm,
So, okay, hear me out. So I'm giving you some stuff here.
I'm
So
following you.
there's one root cause of disease, one root cause, and that's malfunctioning of cells. We just talked about it. Those
Mhm,
imperfect cells manifest into disease. So that's the one root cause. I don't care whatever the disease, condition, or illness is. One root cause is malfunctioning of disease. And then you say, well, how do you get the malfunctioning of disease? Well, there are two main causes for malfunctioning of disease: lack of nutrients and
mm,
exposure to toxins. Lack of nutrients, not giving the body what it needs, not getting the vitamins, the minerals. For the person that says, "Oh, I don't eat many vegetables," then you better be
right,
sure they're lacking nutrients, right? I don't drink water. I don't do this. I don't do that. I mean, if they don't have a balanced diet, then they're lacking nutrients, right? So they're setting themselves up for what? Disease,
right,
right? So that cycle I mentioned: cells, tissues, right? Organs, organ systems, organism. So the body is making should I say the body, the cells are dying off every day, and we're producing new cells
mm,
like all day, every day, right? And so We talked about what makes up a perfect cell. So if you're giving the cells, if the cells are unhealthy, right? Like if it's not getting the proper nutrients, it's unhealthy cells. So if you have unhealthy cells from the get-go, because the cells get the nutrients from the food. So
Right.
if you're giving your body unhealthy food, you have unhealthy cells. Unhealthy cells will make unhealthy tissues. Unhealthy tissues will make unhealthy organs. Unhealthy organs will make unhealthy organ systems. What do you mean? Cardiovascular system,
Mhm,
reproductive system,
mhm.
lymphatic system, integumentary system, skeletal system, right? If you have unhealthy organ systems, you're going to have an unhealthy person.
Right.
You see? But
Yes.
the converse is also true. You're giving your body 93 octane, okay? The stuff I told you, eating God's food, right?
Hmm.
Protein, vegetables, right? All these things, right? You're going to have healthy cells. You're going to have healthy tissues that'll make healthy organs, that'll make healthy organ systems, and you'll have a healthy person. You see how that works? It's so
Absolutely.
simple. But the way God made these bodies though, right? Because we're not perfect, but the way he made these bodies, it's like we can I think about the $6 million man. You might be too young for that. It was a show that used to come on years ago called the $6 Million Man. They used to say we can rebuild them,
Mm.
right? You can rebuild the body like the heart can rebuild itself, the lungs, the kidneys. And when you give your body what it needs to thrive, it will. It doesn't matter. I tell people, I don't care how you feel today. I don't care. You say, Rochelle, I've been having headaches forever. I don't care. Arthritis, I don't care. I do not care. When you give your body what it needs to thrive, it will. We
Wow.
can rebuild them, Tyrus. We can rebuild them.
I believe you just sold me and you got another client.
I'm telling you, listen. I'm 20 years in this thing. I've been doing it. It's over and over. How many people have told me, Rochelle, my doctor said this. I said, listen,
Yep.
let me tell you something. Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. He said, let food, food,
So we're back to the beginning, the basic, the
the
food.
basics. And that's why I said people overcomplicate. It ain't complicated. It's not. It's simple, but it ain't easy, right? It's simple. It's so simple. Even it can no. It's so simple, but it's like it's too simple. They're like it can't be that simple. Yes, it is, but it ain't easy because it takes consistency. It takes denying self. You got to beat this body into subjection. You know what I mean? It takes,
Mhm.
and people don't want to do that. Galatians 5:16 say, I got to walk in the spirit so I won't gratify the lust of the flesh. We don't want to do that.
Absolutely. You speaking the truth, absolute truth. Because it's just what we want to eat, what tastes good, the things that give us pleasure.
That's
That-
it.
That's what we
That's
follow.
it. That's all we want, man. I'm like, shh. But they don't even know that the food God gave us is good. But
Mm.
see, I said they're making judgments off their taste buds. They don't even, you don't even know that the sweet potato is sweet. You don't know that bell peppers are sweet. You don't know it because you're making a judgment of their taste buds. Your taste buds are dead, and you can't wake them up until the only way you can wake them up, you have to strip them. You have to strip them and start over, and you strip them by going raw, right? That's why I do the
Mm.
fruit and veggie challenge first 7 days of every month. Every month I do it. I've been doing this since August of 2018. That's the only way I get people in there and I strip their taste buds. They come in kicking and screaming, talking about, oh, this, that, and the other. By the time, just 7 days, at the end of 7 days, they telling me, oh my goodness, Chick-fil-A is salty. Yeah, it's been salty, but you didn't know that. You didn't know that because your taste buds are dead,
Oh
you
wow.
know?
And that creates that transformation, that new life, being able
That's
to
right.
be clean, start over, start fresh.
Start fresh, and then you start to have these revelations and you're like, oh my goodness, and that begins that mindset transformation. You're
Mhm.
like, wow, I didn't know my whole family was diabetic. All my siblings, I thought I was doomed. No, you don't. No, you've been eating your way into that. That's not God, I can talk about this. I have so many examples. I mean, I'm serious. It's like the stuff that I hear and the stuff we have drunk the Kool-Aid, man. I'm like, I'm telling you, no, don't believe it. Don't believe the hype.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
And so with
Diabetes is not genetic. High blood pressure, none of it. It's not genetic. It's not.
And we
I'm
can
sorry.
eat our way,
Okay.
we ate our way in it, we can eat our way out of it.
Absolutely. There you go.
See, that's
Yep.
the information that I want the community and the people to hear, because we've been told this, and that's what exactly the key thing you think. Oh, my grandma had diabetes, my mom had diabetes. I'm pre-diabetic. They-
Yeah. I'm destined. There's nothing I can do. My whole family. I just nothing. I'm like, what? No, I said, okay, tell me this. When I start asking questions, I said, so your mom, your dad, your grandma. I said, well, how did they eat? Oh, they ate bad. Yeah, they
Mhm.
wouldn't eat healthy at all. Okay, so do you think that it ran in the genes, or did it? Or was the familiarity in the kitchen?
Right.
It sounded like the habits were,
Yeah.
were the same, not the genes. It's not genetic. Their habits were the same. And guess what? If you continue with those same habits, then chances are you'll have it too. But you can stop it. You can reverse it. Just change your habits. You don't have to go down that road. You already know what's down the end of that road. You know,
Absolutely.
it's the habits.
That's truth there. That you definitely reaching, and especially reaching out to me, because for years I've been just playing around with the diet thing. Oh, I want to change my diet. I want to feel better, and not just ever just being disciplined and resolute and committed to doing it, and even
There you go.
attaching the why I want to be there for my kids. My dad passed away at 49 from cancer, so I'm
Wow. Yeah.
I want to live and be here longer. I don't want to be labeled as predisposed and all those things, but I
Yeah.
still just haven't taken that step. And after
Hmm.
talking with you today, I see that it's not as difficult as I'm making it, psyching myself out before I even get started.
Before you even get started, so many people are there. So many people, and they just they have all these assumptions. I mean, so many people assume so many things about me, and I'm like, listen, I'm not perfect. That's why, if I eat ice cream, I tell you I eat ice cream, the cheeseburger, the shake, or whatever. I just don't do it all the time.
Mm.
So it's about the health bank account. You have to build up your health bank account. I say it's when it comes to my health bank account, I'm a billionaire. Okay. I'm a billionaire. I'm in the black. So my body, I can take a burger and a shake or whatever. I can do that. I've been building on it for years, right? So for those, I'll just give you an example for my people that do the fruit and veggie challenge. It's just 7 days. Now in 7 days, miraculous thing happens. I mean, they strip their palate. They're like, I don't have a desire for coffee. They're feeling great. So they may have gone from the red to the black, right? They may say, I'm in the black now. I'm feeling pretty good. Well, you know what I tell them? I said, but you still broke. You got $2 in the bank. You still broke. You got to keep building. You got to keep building, because I promise you, you go and have a cup of coffee on day 8 or 9, you'll be right back in the red. It's a
Mm.
slippery slope. You're not ready. You're not. You got to keep building
Right.
on the bank account. Keep building, keep building, keep building. So people say, well, Rochelle, well, when can I have coffee again? When you stop asking me. That's when you can have it. As long as you asking me, you ain't ready. When can I have a cookie again? When you stop thinking about the cookie.
Mm-hmm.
When you're not even, it's like, oh, I didn't even realize how long it been. That's probably when you can have it. But you keep asking me, you don't know. No, you still can't have it because you
Not
keep asking me about it. You ain't ready for the cookie yet. You know, you can't take it. So it's about the health bank account. It's about making more healthy deposits than unhealthy withdrawals.
That's good. That's good. And I notice another thing you say, and I believe it's you that say it on the accountability calls. When people talk about losing weight, you say don't say lose, you say release.
Release.
Talk about that.
Yeah. So couple of things. First of all, when you lose weight, you typically find it again. You find it again. But when you release the weight, see, when you're doing healthy stuff, the body, it's an involuntary response. The body just releases the weight when you're doing the healthy things. It's not even intentional. It's just the weight cannot attach itself to a healthy body,
Okay.
right? So when you're doing the healthy stuff, you just release it. You're not losing it. See, so you can lose weight by starving. You
Mhm.
losing it. That's not a healthy thing to starve. I'm not. I like to eat too. You know, I'm not about starving. I'm not sitting over here like starving myself. I eat nutrient dense meals though.
Hmm.
And so my cells are getting fed, trust me. But people who want to lose weight, they do a lot of unhealthy things just to see that scale, drop. And I see it. I see so many posts on Facebook. I can't listen. I'm only one person. I know I can't help everybody, but I can almost see when a person is going in the wrong direction. You know
Right.
what I mean? When I see the things that they're doing, when I see their posts, I see the programs they jump on. I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna last.
Hmm.
You ain't gonna do this for the rest of your life. I'm about doing things I can do for the rest of my life. So do the healthy stuff. The body involuntarily releases the weight. Unhealthy things, you trying to lose it, and you probably gonna find it again.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Another one of those mindset shifts.
Yeah.
So as we start to get towards the end, tell us a little bit about the company that you partner with, Shakely, what they
Hmm.
offer, what can
Hmm.
we go and get from them, and how will it help us? And then
Hmm.
discuss your programs. What do you offer in terms of health coaching, and then the physical aspect of it as well?
Okay. So I've been, like I said, I've been a part of Shackley since 2012. It's been around since 1956. And again, I am with them because of what they stand for, no artificial ingredients whatsoever. We like to say that the company is beyond organic. People say, Rochelle, are these organic products? We say we're beyond organic because they do more tests than what's required by United States Pharmacopoeia, right?
Okay.
And so hands down, best thing ever. And so they have basic nutritional, products, foundational products like multivitamins, B complex, just basic nutritional stuff, probiotics, things like that. They also have a weight loss line, where they have the protein shakes, the life shakes, the meal bars, snack bars, energizing tea mixes, metabolic boosts. So everything you need that's going to help you lose the right type of weight, and so their products have the amino acid leucine in there, which is an amino acid that helps you to lose the unwanted fat, but maintain the lean muscle, right? Build or maintain lean muscle. And so that's in all the products in the weight loss line. We also have a skincare line, and it is for those who have a little bit more melanin in our skin, right? African Americans. And so I have been using those products for the last 8 years, and my before and after picture is definitely different. But again, food is the foundation. I always want to put that first. It's about the food first. But I do use the skincare line. And then we have household products. So everything from the kitchen to the bathroom to the laundry room, I use all Shackley products. And again, just to make another little note, 60% of what you put on your skin goes directly into your bloodstream,
Mm,
right? And so when you think about your detergents, when you think about your household products, Clorox, bleach,
mhm.
Pine Sol, Lysol, renews it, plug-ins, all these things, we're killing our cells,
Wow.
right? That's what we do.
Wow.
Remember malfunction of cells, disease, we're killing our cells. And so when someone says, Rochelle, I don't understand, they were healthy, they exercised, they did this, they did that, but they got cancer at 50. I'm like, well, no, you don't know the life they led. You don't know what type of household products they use. You don't know what they put on their skin. You don't know the deodorant. You see all these, this is all the stuff that I know to be true that people don't even take into account. You
Exactly.
know,
Ooh, I ain't
they
never
don't even take that into account, right? Remember that's why I like to tell people the story, right?
Mhm.
One root cause of disease is malfunctioning of cells, right? All those 60% of what you put on your skin goes directly into your bloodstream, and you know what it's doing? It's killing your cells. It's killing them, right? And so they say we all have, because we're not perfect, we
Mhm.
all have cancer cells in us. So this is the analogy I use. Just say these are your cancer cells, right, in your body. These are your good cells, right? So this is what you have in the beginning. But over time, as you use Pine Sol, Clorox bleach, as taking in artificial sweeteners, artificial colors, you know what I mean? You just boom, 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 and by the time you hit 40, like boom, cancer.
Right.
But it's been a process that's been happening over years. You understand what I'm saying? So it just makes all the difference. So yeah, these products, they're here. I have many people using them and getting phenomenal results. As far as me, I am a certified health coach and personal trainer. Many programs. I tell people whether you want to do a 7-day program, a 30-day, a 90-day, or 180-day program. I have programs for all of it. Also have a diabetes health coaching program,
Okay.
right? So helping people specifically that are on diet, have diabetes or pre-diabetic. And this is what we found just coaching those people, their collateral benefits, right, to controlling your blood sugar. When you get your blood sugar under control, you
Mm.
also lose weight, you normalize your blood pressure, you lower your cholesterol, right? And so collateral benefits. So I have people that are not diabetic that's coming to me like, Rochelle, okay, I'm not diabetic, but blood pressure, my cholesterol, or I have an autoimmune disease. And
Mhm.
so, because it's all the same, because it all goes back to food. You
Food.
understand? It all goes back to food. And so, just helping a lot of people. It's just an amazing. I do have a private Facebook group on, on Facebook, and I have probably about 80 people in there. Anybody that does any of my programs, you get access to the group while you're in my program. But I have people who just subscribe to it. They just say, I like the community. I want to be a part of it. I go live in there a lot. You see me, I go live outside the group, but I go live in my group a lot, just trying to pour into them. Like I said, I try to walk along people, help them to achieve optimal health. And so this is my passion, man. I do it all day.
Absolutely. And it's phenomenal that one, you do it in a biblical way. So it's set up to succeed from the beginning. And
Absolutely.
that
Amen. Yes.
great moral compass not to just sell people products that still may not even be good for them.
Hello. Yeah. We ain't on that. We ain't on it. There's no, yeah, I can't. I can't. I can. I know what God has done for me. And yeah, when I think of this temple, right? And again, it's mindset transformation, even for me, when I realized, I said, yeah, I wasn't, it says we were created by him and for him,
Yeah.
right? That's what the word says, by him and for him, for his work. Now, see, we think it's for us. No, 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 it's for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good. That is good. So you have covered pretty much everything that I could think of in this thing, because I was shooting. I turned this into let me get me a quick consultation while we're on here. Let me get me a plan, an action plan to move forward. But I know you
Yes.
have really, really spelled this thing out for us, and it'll impact a lot of people. I thank you for that, Coach Rowe, and thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on and sharing with us. How can you be reached? How can people reach out to you?
Oh, great. So on social media, I'm Rochelle T. Parks everywhere. On Facebook, I'm Rochelle T. Parks, right? That's my whole name. I guess spelled out, not together, but my name Rochelle, and
Mhm.
then capital T period Parks. Everywhere else, Twitter, Instagram, Rochelle T. Parks, all lowercase, all together, no spaces, Rochelle T. Parks. My email, Rochelle at RochelleTParks.com. So Rochelle T. Parks is it, man. That's how you can find me.
Gotcha. What I'll do is I'll take that, I'll put it in the comment section so people will be
Okay.
able to see it. They'll be able to find you, follow
Yeah.
you.
Put this
I
in there too.
oh, oh yeah, definitely.
Put that in there too. Priority has to be you. Amazon bestseller. Wrote that in 2017, and it's helped a lot of people. And it's all about mindset. People think they're gonna find out like how they should eat and exercise. No, no, no. It's all about mindset in there.
And I think that's really where you have to get, making that commitment, that mindset shift. And once you do
Absolutely.
that, the other things become a little bit easier to go through.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I see it's such a joy to see when the light bulb comes on for my clients. You know what I mean? It's like, as my husband is treasures in heaven. Like you can't put a price tag on. Like you can't pay me enough. You know what I mean? Like I just have prices, but honestly, it's not. You can't pay me enough for what I know happens.
Mm.
Like saving lives, literally,
Yeah,
literally.
I believe that.
So.
And since you do have that book, is there another book in the brain, in the works, in the future?
People keep asking. People are looking for a cookbook. They like, bro, we need a cookbook. We need another book. It's coming, man. It's coming. I definitely think the cookbook is probably coming before the other book
Okay.
because what E says or CJ said. If somebody asks you 3 times for something, then it's a business or something. So I've been asked so many times about the next book and the cookbook. You know, but. Yeah, now this is you didn't add it to it. See, you put the pressure on me now, man.
A little bit of pressure, and that's true. If you have something that people are asking you for, that means there's that demand, and now it's
Absolutely.
for you to meet it.
I got to do it. I will do it. And I got to. I will do it. I will do it. Yes.
Excellent. Well, again, thank you, Coach Rowe, for joining me today. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the another episode of the Empowerment Platform. We thank you for listening in. Thank you for joining us. And remember, your health is your wealth. Please, please take this serious. Begin to make that mindset change so we can live a phenomenal life. Thank you, guys.
Awesome.